Well, anyway, we'd like to welcome, it's about music track, we'd like to welcome Johnny Achi from the Arab Americans for Syria. Brother Johnny, given the fact that Syria is now facing major destabilization efforts by the United States, by 9 members of NATO, Israel, and Turkey, what is the prospect for ending this 2-year war that's been going, almost 2-year war that's been going in Syria? Brother Johnny.
Hello, Bilan. Thanks for having me on the show again. The possibility is really impossible, as Kofi Annan had said it, Syria peace mission impossible because of the militarization on the ground to the different armed groups by the same governments who are supposedly calling for an end to the violence. That is always the first point of any agreement, is to stop the violence. However, unless we stop militarizing, we stop sending weapons and fighters into Syria through the huge Turkish border with Syria, it's never going to end. The fight is going to linger on forever. Israel's, of course, intervention 2 days ago, I'm sure you've heard about it, the unprovoked aggression against the sovereign territory of Syria was seen by the U.S. administration, not seen by U.S. administration as destabilizing. On the contrary, the warning was issued to Syria to not further destabilize the region. Syria is facing a war by Israel, by Turkey, by the U.S., by NATO, of course, a war by proxy. Through foreign fighters that are brought in, jihadists from all over the world, and through money financed by Qatar and Saudi Arabia. Israel just 2 days ago just peeked its head from behind the curtain, but it's been around from the day one, so has been Turkey, and none so directly involved as Turkey. And that's why on this coming Thursday we do have a protest in front of the Turkish Consulate on Wilshire Boulevard from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. To let the Turkish government, and not the Turkish people, because the Turkish people actually have spoken, and they have come out in thousands before in Turkish cities across Turkey to tell the Turkish government to stop being involved in Syria. So we are telling the Turkish government that it's time to stop intervening, it's time to stop supporting terrorism, it's time to stop harboring terrorists and providing them safe passage in and out of Syria. It's time to stop bringing in arms and artillery and logistic support to different terrorist groups in Syria, to stop backing up the Muslim Brotherhood and the fanatic and the Wahhabis and Salafist groups that is destroying the secular composition of the Syrian society. Time to stop robbing the factories in Aleppo, which was the biggest industrial capital of the Middle East. It's completely robbed. Over 1,000 factories have been robbed, and all the goods and the factory itself been dismantled and passed over to Turkey with the knowledge of the Turkish government. This is piracy, the larceny of the Syrian factories, destroying of the Syrian economy. So I hope that everyone can join us this coming Thursday to make that statement.
Johnny, part of the objective of the destabilizations of the Libyas, of the Iraq, of the Syria, is to destroy the infrastructures, the light manufacturing, heavy manufacturing infrastructure, which, Syria, for instance, and Iraq were major exporters of goods throughout the Middle East and actually throughout the world. And that provides an opportunity for United States multinational corporations to come in and rebuild and, of course, take our tax dollars and make super profits by finding new markets as well as infrastructure development, which are very large contracts that benefit United States and Western multinational corporations. It seems to me the objective, whether it's in Sudan or whether it's in Cote d'Ivoire or whether it's in the Middle East, is to replace the right of any nation to self-determination, economic self-determination, the right of any nation to make decisions about what markets they want to buy from, what markets they want to sell their natural resources to eliminate that and, in fact, set up a dictatorship where, in fact, Western powers that set in motion these neo-colonial governments can then have monopolistic control over the resources, over the market, and destroy the economic independence of these countries for the benefit of the West.
Absolutely. That is so true. And that is the ultimate goal for the United States, alongside helping the Zionist state of becoming the superpower of the region by destabilizing and by dividing those countries into small sectarian entities, and having the Jewish state being the main powerful there. Syria is not an oil producer like you mentioned, but it is a big industrial company. Plus, it is an energy crossroads. Turkey needs Syria to fulfill its energy strategy, and with a weaker Syria, it becomes, a puppet for the West. They can do whatever they want with, and as long as Syria remains strong and united, these ambitions cannot be accomplished. Absolutely.
Well, we thank you once again. Could you please repeat the date and time and location of the demonstration?
This Thursday, February 7th, in front of the Turkish Consulate on 6300 Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay, we thank you. We just heard from Johnny Achi from Arab Americans for Syria. Coming up next will be Mike Novick from People Against Racist Terror.
Thank you, Vito.
I want the world to know you won't beat us, because we're the children that took the worst fall.